What's up guys, Rainer here from Ezeetrade Racing. I'm here today with a quick explanation video. There has been a few questions on Facebook and on our chat groups on WhatsApp and all over the world actually about the Rovin 32cc engine. Actually the 36 is the same problem, but I'm going to explain to you about the power issues that it has straight out of the box and how we fix it.
That's all I need. I'll make it. That's all I need.
Alright, so now the first thing I need to explain is just in a basic sense is squish. Now a lot of you already know what that means, but for the beginner or somebody that's been just sticking a motor in and going, you might not know what that is, but that is the space on top of your piston when it is right at the top. Alright, so when your piston hits top dead center, how much space is left between the piston and the cylinder right there at the top. Now that is called the squish. Now the optimal squish is about 0.2 of a millimeter. That is very little, so you can imagine the amount of gas being compressed there when that explodes. That gives you that oomph, that gives you that torque level, and that is what we aim for when we port a motor or when we put a motor together. So now the stock motors out of the box will not have that squish. They'll have a 0.5. Some of them goes up to a 1 millimeter. Now we just had the guy John that ports motors for us put a motor together, a Rovan 32. Now this is a 32 cylinder that I've got here. This is the new Rovan 32 cylinder that I have here. And he put it together, and even when he put it straight flat on top of the case like this, the squish was 0.85. Now that is horrible. You're not going to get anything out of that motor. And maybe if you flow the motor or you port it like we've done in previous videos, I'll put a link up here of us porting a Rovan 32cc, you're not going to get exactly what you want out of it. Now we've realized this problem because the new cylinders from Rovan, if you would see, the older cylinders had plates that you could remove, like the Zenoa. It's got transfer port plates here that you can port inside there, as my video as well. And then the new ones came out and they looked like this, and I thought it was a 36cc cylinder because this is what the 36 looks like. But when I measured it, it was a 32. So Rovan changed their mold completely, and all they do now is with that mold, they drill the same depth on the 32 as the 36, which is horrible. Now the squish is like 1 millimeter plus. So what we do to fix it, it is an easy fix for somebody who's got the tools. Now we send this off to Joker RC to have this fixed for us, and we literally deck the head. Now this is the deck, this is the bottom deck, and they put it on a machine, a CNC machine, and then they cut this head away. So on the new 32cc cylinders that look like this, we cut away, I think 1 millimeter now, because we're still in testing phase, but we cut away a whole millimeter of it, and on the 36s we cut 0.75. Now the engines that I've been building, as you guys know, I'm building 9 engines to test in my Baja 5B to show you guys the performance difference from small to big. One of those motors is the very first fixed Rovan 32cc. I'm very excited about it because the compression on that thing feels insane, and we have not had one of those motors built in the world that I know of. This is the first. It's there on my workbench, and I'm going to show you guys the performance on that unported. I believe it's going to be very nice. I'm really excited about it. I'll show you guys. But this is how we fix it. So basically, if you take your cylinder and you drop it directly onto your crankcase like this, you should be able to measure your squish there. And that's when the piston hits the top. We space it up with gaskets until we get the proper squish. There's a whole lot more involved when it comes to port timing and stuff like that as well. I'm not talking about that today. I'm just talking about the Rovan 32cc, how we fix it and how you can fix it if you get an engineering shop close to you in America, Australia, Canada, India, Germany, wherever you are. You can have an engineering shop just cut this bottom off. But to give you another tip, when they do cut it, these skirts, cylinder skirts, let them cut 0.5 millimeter away of those skirts as well. So when that machine goes past, they also take 0.5 mil of that skirt away, because the new Rovan cylinders is not an exact match. When you try to put them in, they go in very tight. Now this one is fixed, you can see, bam, bam, it just slides in very nicely. So that is it. I hope that makes sense. I don't have a crank in here to show you perfectly, but I hope you understand. And that is the Rovin 32 and 36cc and how you can fix it to boost that performance by 15% at least. Cool guys, that's Reno here from Ezeetrade signing out, and I'll see you in the next one.
What it takes.